KGUN 9, on your side at 6, starts now.
An update now to breaking news we first brought you at 5 p.m. Tucson Fire and Tucson Police were on the scene after a child was pulled from a family swimming pool. The child has died.
Police say the boy was first reported missing, but then he was later found in the pool. Now your side's Jennifer Martinez joins us live from the scene, 22nd and Country Club.
Well, Stella and Guy, yes, when I arrived here, there were TFD was here, TPD was here as well. They're still here. They're still investigating what may have happened. They tell me that that call came in just after 3:10 this afternoon. When they arrived on scene, the mom said that the child had been missing for about 30 minutes. So what usually happens is when there's a missing child report, what they do is they check the surrounding home. They started checking, and unfortunately, when they checked the pool with a pole, an officer felt the boy inside of that pool. That's when they pulled him out of the pool. They tell me that there were no barriers around the pool.
Officers went into the backyard. They located an in-ground swimming pool. The pool is extremely dirty, very murky. The water was green. Could not see to the bottom of the pool. At that time, one of the officers grabbed a pole and began skimming the pool, trying to see just to make sure if anything was in the pool. As the officer was skimming the pool, he did find the child who was at the bottom of the pool under the water. Officers pulled the child out of the water, immediately began CPR, called Tucson Fire for assistance. Tucson Fire responded on scene and took over medical treatment and then transported the child to a local area hospital.
And there have been 8 water-related incidents here in Tucson just this year. 5 deaths now, including this one here. So that means 6. And 2 of those have been kids, including this 7-year-old boy. And 3 of those have been adults as well. And Sergeant Dugan, he tells me that these are preventable. If you have a pool and young child or anyone, just make sure that you have a barrier around that pool. A fence around your home is just not enough. And also, if you're not using the pool, in this case, that's what happened here, just make sure that you drain your pool. You can alleviate these incidents and prevent these and just save a life, save your child's life. And unfortunately, that 7-year-old boy, he died in a local hospital. Back to you.
Do you hear that? That is the sound of raw sewage spewing out of a pipe into a wash, feeding right into the Santa Cruz River.
Governor Doug Ducey declared a state of emergency in Nogales. This footage taken just outside of Nogales under Potrero Creek. We have team coverage on the pipeline break in Nogales. Craig Smith live near the Santa Cruz River with the impact it may have in Pima County.
But first, let's go ahead and go live to Priscilla Casper, who is in Tubac, where the water is supposed to reach there first. Priscilla.
Yes, well, actually, we just wrapped up a press conference with health officials, and they have confirmed that there are high levels of E. coli found both above and below where this partial break is right outside of Nogales. Now, during the press conference, health officials said the upper limit for that type of sampling they took is 2,400 coliformed units, and the sampling results they found were way above that limit. They're sampling various metals of concern right now, like copper, and they expect to have those results tomorrow afternoon. Now, but earlier today, I spoke with a local organization who actually took water samples on Monday from the Santa Cruz River in Tubac, and they say it's already made its way here.
And we plated out the E. coli, which is a marker bacteria for gut bacteria. We found these extraordinary numbers, over 80,000 colonies per 100 mils. Usually it's in the hundreds we find. Now it's 80,000. And that's just off the charts. We haven't seen those numbers since 2010.
And they say that raw sewage has made its way here to Tubac. Santa Cruz County health officials are recommending people who have a private well within 100 feet of the waterway to have their well tested for contamination. Also, the Department of Agriculture is urging people to not use water from the Santa Cruz River to water their crops or garden, and they should keep their animals away from drinking the water as well. Now, during that press conference, officials also say their plan to move forward. They are working with engineers to get to a manhole to figure out how to stop that pipe from leaking. Reporting in Tubac, Priscilla Casper, KGUN 9 on your side.
Priscilla, thank you. Now let's go to 9 on your side's Craig Smith live near the Santa Cruz River.
And Craig, we're told Pima County is preparing for possibly dirty water.
They are, with enough rain to the south, the Santa Cruz Wash here could be running high with sewage from that broken sewer line. So Pima County is preparing in case that dirty water arrives. The Santa Cruz can fill in a flash with fast moving water funneled in by the land from Tucson to Mexico. Now there's a threat the sewer break near Nogales will make the water even more contaminated than usual. Pima County's Emergency Operations Center is ready to activate if the contaminated water reaches Tucson. Officials had considered trying to disinfect the water as it flows through the Santa Cruz.
One of the problems with that, you could hit it with chlorine tablets. That's come up a couple times, but we have protected species in there. There's a protected minnow in there, and that's just not an environmentally feasible response. It could do more harm than actual good.
Now, Tucson firefighters know they may have to wade into dirty water to rescue people. They have vaccinations that can protect them from some of the hazards, and depending on the contaminants, they may get tests or exams after a rescue is done. Now, right now, the best advice to avoid possible sewage or any monsoon runoff. So that best advice is simply to stay out of the water. Reporting live, Craig Smith, KGUN 9 on your side.
Thanks, Craig. Pima County has set up an alert system to update you on the sewer line break. Text IOI Nogales to this number, 888-777.
And Kyler Diggs joins us now. And Kyler, you're tracking the storms that could potentially bring that dirty water here. So it's flowing from south to north. When are we expecting any of the storms?
Well, as early as tonight. We're already starting to see some scattered shower and thunderstorm activity out there. Let's take you to the radar. Most of that is over Graham and Cochise County right now. But the thing is, it's all moving to the west. We'll put it into motion for you. We've already seen some pretty heavy rain showers out of this activity as well. It's prompted a couple of flood warnings there. We'll take a little tour here. Let's start you off over Graham County and just to the southwest of Safford, the Fry Burn area. We've got a flood warning that continues until 6:45 there. Just to the east of Elfrida, saw some pretty heavy rain a little bit ago. That flood warning continues until 8 o'clock. Again, these thunderstorms are moving to the west at about 10 miles an hour. Starting to fill in a little bit there around Wilcox. I think we'll see some scattered thunderstorm activity in the metro area a little bit later tonight. Some of that could continue overnight. We'll take a look at your detailed forecast coming up.
A clarification now. U.S. Fry's on 4th Avenue will not be closing its doors. In a statement, the owner said, quote, "We do not have plans on closing the restaurant despite rumors of a closing." It was the day breaking news hit too close to home.
The 10-year anniversary of a helicopter collision in Phoenix. Coming up, how the choppers with the journalists in them were covering a high-speed chase and then killed. You're watching KGUN 9 on your side.